So I'm just going to say a few words, and then we can just have a conversation. Um, so this expression is not for anybody. Just to be clear about that, this is really not something that is kind of um, an expression for anybody because there isn't anyone. On the both apparent sides of the fence, there's nothing here and there's also nothing there. So it's an interesting kind of thing because it's an expression that is really out of nothing, that is not for anybody because this can't be got by anyone. This can't be understood. This expression cannot be understood. So it's everything. It's not anything particular. It's not this expression can come out in whatever way it wants to. It can be like thunder and it can also be like a butterfly's wings. It doesn't have to be anything, and it is already everything. So that's quite a lot of room for for expression in a way. Um, so all really that is wanted to express here, all that wants to express here, is that all there is what seems to be happening. All there is just this. It's just immediacy. That's it. That's it. That's all there is. This is just the end of seeking. This is what's left when everything else fails, when every attempt to try to find something fails. What's left at the bottom of it is just this. This is just when there isn't anything else to say, when there is nothing else to be separate from. This is the end of all forms of a sense of separateness. So that's it. In a certain sense, there's not very much to talk about, really. I mean, what can we talk about? It's very, what is there possibly to talk about? But somehow these conversations seem to happen, and these expressions seem to occur, and there seems to be a draw to this, to what we're talking about. There seems to be a draw towards that. Because energetically, that which is beyond the seeker, beyond that which is seeking, recognizes that all there is what is. And there didn't ever need to be anything more than that. So we can talk about that. We can talk about anything up and down, in between. It doesn't matter because there's just this. There's just immediacy. There's just simple immediacy, simply what is. Newness, aliveness. That's the wonder of it. This is a sigh. This is just a sigh. This is a sigh of relief. A sigh of relief that there isn't anything to get.
Hi, David.
Hi, Ollie. Hey, too.
Yeah, good. Um, yeah, just what you said there. I think here it's seen in a way, like I know it, it's just what's longed for is just this. Um,
Yes.
there's nothing else. There's nothing else other than this. What's longed for is just this. Um, while at the same time, that is just still like there's still something that's waiting for something to happen in time
Yeah.
to make that. Yeah, there's not looking for something else, but there's an energetic sort of play of energy still happening that's still projecting that there's something to be found around the next corner, the next meeting, the next, still that's still running.
Yeah, me is always looking for the next thing this isn't enough. What is isn't enough. But in fact, all there is just this. All that's in a certain sense, all that's in the apparent way of this is that which longs for it. That's which seeks it. And that just apparently falls away. That just seems to just fall up to pieces.
Yeah, and as long as there's the sense of a separate sense of an individual, there's going to be a question, an energetic question.
Yeah,
Um,
that's it. The nature of questions is simply the expression of me. Me just has a question. Me just knows how to how to respond in questions. It is the question why. Without me, there isn't there that kind of question doesn't exist in the nature of what we're discussing.
yeah, and as long as there's the sense of an individual, this can never be seen in a way of this can never be whole and complete when there's a sense of an individual.
Well, this is always whole and complete, but there is an apparent me that's seeking for that, and that turns that whole natural reality into something which is split into two. So apparently it's an illusion, but it's within what is. There is that sense of contraction called the me state, the state of me, we might call it, and um, and that's just an energetic hallucination that everything is split.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it just came to me the other night that it's interesting how when there's a sense of a person, everything's split. It splits everything, and yeah, I was trying to. I was. I think I'd said a couple of times about how, like, when the appearance is seen without the veil of separation, it's immediately being itself. Um, it just came to. I don't know. Somehow the other night, it just was obvious then that the I couldn't figure out there was something still that I couldn't just put my finger on, and it was then it
No,
just was not.
you're not going to be able to put your finger on this.
But the thing that
You
sort
need a
of
lot of fingers.
yeah, the thing that I couldn't articulate, I was just rattling around there was that like it was obvious I was saying it, but then it just came to me that the the infinite, like the real and the unreal, wasn't two. It's not two. It's not two things happening.
Yeah, I mean, the one way you could say it is that there is neither real nor is
Yeah,
there unreal.
yeah,
There is neither nothing nor is there everything. Because immediately that you talk about nothing, me will then go, oh, that nothing. It will naturally turn nothing into something. It will turn it into a thing, so it will then, be looking for nothing. But actually, all of these things are completely, essentially, another way of saying it is that everything that is conjured up by me is completely irrelevant. I mean, all of the questions that can be asked about this are also completely irrelevant. I mean, I'm not saying that also that there is anything relevant, but what I am saying is that what is longed for is not something that can be answered. It is completely unanswerable. All this kind of expression is about is sort of undermining that which asks the question. It isn't an answer to anything. This doesn't know anything. There's nothing here that knows anything.
Yeah, nothing isn't a thing. It is everything.
Yeah, it's everything. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
It's neverthing. As
yeah,
it's a good word.
yeah.
One of Tony's words. Yeah.
Can I let me see. Am I on mute? Hello everybody, it's Dr. Joe, the spiritual guide again. How are you, Mr. David, sir? How are you doing? I've
Hi,
been here
hi,
for about,
Joey. How are you doing? Yeah.
am I speaking out of line? I don't know, but I just wanted to speak up and add something. Um yeah, so well, I was just got in. I'm a little bit late and I caught the past about 7 minutes or so far. And I'm hearing this obvious this dichotomy in our conversation today of the, well, I guess you could say kind of, existential stuff of life. And I thought of actually the middle way in Buddhism in that kind of way,
Yeah,
if we're
there is
talking.
no way. So there is, I mean, the middle path in Buddhism is about a path that's trying to get somewhere. It's trying to seek something. So it's about trying to find something. So that's just another sort of it's another thing that me tries to create in order to have a direction to go somewhere. It's looking to go somewhere. It's looking towards a kind of betterment or to get somewhere. So what is expressed here is really that all of those kind of paradigms, spiritual betterment of any kind, is really
Yeah,
pure
yeah.
illusion.
Well, I guess in that way, yeah, maybe existential is the right word, for that in that sense. I don't know if you're familiar with that word, that branch of philosophy that is, I guess you could say, some people would say is ever applicable in the sense of by definition, in the sense that it's just that bare bones of life, right? Existence itself without anything on it at all.
I mean, this
Um,
this doesn't
yeah,
really
that kind of
recognize
realm.
that there is anything that is about that there is anything that exists or doesn't exist. So existentialism in itself is really just another thing that is trying to find something. Most of Western culture and Western psychology and spiritualism and philosophy is really driven by the same energy. It's really driven by seeking, me trying to find something. And so all of those things, including existentialism, of course, is trying to find something. It's all about trying to find something. This is the end of all of that. This is really the end of all of that sort of love of knowledge and love of attempting to find, and actually just the end of that process of when there really isn't any energy for any of that anymore. And then there's nothing left. There's just nothing left of that.
Well, yeah, in that way, I mean, yeah, that kind of is, in the sense of progression, right? Personally, in the sense that you're removing, yeah, removing aspects that were there before, right? In the sense like, people,
There's no possibility of you removing anything. There's no you to remove anything. There's no personal either. That's the thing. Problem is that all of these things are kind of associated with something which is on a direction, a personal motivation to go and do something, self-development, self-inquiry. So it's all a process of becoming, and this expression is just really the end of all of that. It's the end of becoming. It's the end. It's just all there is what is. This it's just this. All that we're talking about is just what is, just this, without anything added, without anything needed. It's just what is. That is unbelievable in a way, because it doesn't need anything. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Like, that is just what is, just this, without having anything that you need to get or look for or anything else. That's a that's a you know that's a trip, man. That's totally different.
yeah, I mean, you're getting into that, right, where reality of it, right? And in that way, obviously that's a very valid thing, to do, to commune with truth, with reality. And
Oh
of
God.
course,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're quite getting what this is, what this is. I mean, I know you came on before, and it's nice to have the conversation, but I think that what is being expressed here is completely and utterly different from a spiritual perspective. This is not anything to do with spirituality. This is the end of spirituality. This is the end of seeking. Spirituality is all about seeking, and this is really just the end of that. So I think I think it's a different point that's being expressed.
yeah, getting to the end, getting the closure on it, finding resting in it, yeah, in that kind of way, like I said, is a very natural thing, on a personal level, progression. Um,
Well, thank you for what you were
yeah,
saying, and I've got a few other people that I need to speak.
absolutely,
So
yeah, this
yeah,
was great.
thank you.
Thank you for having me, sir, again. Yeah.
Who have we got? Who was first? Was it Gabriella or Lauren? Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, Gabriella, let's go.
I'll
Sorry.
go. I'll go, and
Yeah,
then I've got to shoot
sure.
off. So oh, it's just love all the things you've just said, David. It's just like, I being thinking I'm a person. There is thinking that I'm a person. And I've read all the books. I've read every book on spirituality. There's probably about four I haven't read. And
Wow.
obviously I'm joking, but it bloody feels like that, I tell you. It
Well, I
really
mean, only four left. I mean, that's pretty good.
It's all right. There'll probably be another 40 more written, by the time I go to sleep tonight. But you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like I've done all the things. And it's like I've done this technique and that technique and this person and that person. I've been all over the world, blah, 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 blah. And it didn't make a frigging bit of difference. I mean, sometimes it makes it a little bit more comfortable, you know, and maybe sometimes it makes it worse. But hearing you say, like, was this it's like there's nothing to find,
Mm,
and what a relief. And that's what you said there's nothing to find, and what a relief. And it's like, oh, because I seem
mm.
to live in, or the me state is
Yeah.
about, there's always something better over there.
Yeah. It's always trying.
Absolutely. And if it isn't better over there, then this is the best thing, and what can I do to hold on to it really, a lot, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then there's the Buddhist, oh, well, you mustn't grasp, oh, well, you mustn't do this, or you mustn't do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of those things. And so it's just refreshing to hear there's nothing to get. It's just
No, no, there isn't. It's just what
there.
is. It's just this. I mean, just this.
I mean,
I mean,
fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
fuck.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
Absolutely, fuck.
you're sitting on it, you're looking at it, you're touching it. It's just what is. It's just this. That's
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, there isn't any finding, and there isn't anyone that can teach anyone to find this, of course, because all there is what is.
Mm. And it can
There's
feel,
no one.
or it can feel like there's someone, and it can feel like all of
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
and that's it too, isn't it? That's
Oh
it.
yeah, absolutely. All of it, even meing, the me state is all just what is. There's no, there's nothing that anyone can do about anything because there isn't anyone to do anything about it. There's just this.
And what's been pointed out recently, what I've heard quite a lot of recently is that I'll go, yes, I hear that, and there's that sense of, and that sort of me state says, oh yeah, I hear that, but that's all out there, and there's me that's,
Yeah.
and it's like, and that's it too. It's like, what? Surely that's not it too.
It is, I mean, it's all what is, but for the me, that it's decidedly it's decidedly uncomfortable and decidedly sort of it's not getting what it wants. It's that is not what it's not enough. And ultimately, all this is expressing ultimately is that this is the end of seeking. When seeking apparently falls away, all that's left is what is. I mean, yes, of course, me is what is, but for me, it doesn't matter. That it doesn't give a shit. It wants to find something.
So when you're saying that, I'm getting this picture of my 3-year-old grandbaby who
Yeah.
stamps her feet and says, and she goes, like children really sulk, her whole face
Oh
sulk.
yeah.
It's like, no, I want this, I don't want that. And it's like, and I think the me's a bit like that.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think
That's the point, actually. I think that me sort of kind of comes in, and for forever on, it stays exactly the same. It's
that's
still a
what I'm
3-year-old
noticing.
stamping
That's
its
what
feet.
I'm.
It just does it in with a kind of politeness in society that just pretends that it's not, but actually it is all the time. It's just a 3-year-old kind of
when
stamping its feet.
I
Yeah.
think so. When I see her, I sort of blush a little bit because I recognize myself in it.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
No,
Everybody kind of cringes and kind of goes, "Oh God, you get your child to behave better or whatever it is." Although they're just saying that because it's covering up their own, what they're actually bloody feeling. They feel exactly the same.
oh, thank you, David.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Lauren, yeah. Hi. Hi, Lauren.
Sorry about that. I had a
No problem.
minute where I couldn't find the right buttons.
Yeah, you got it.
Um, yeah, when you were doing the introduction, I all of a sudden had this, it dovetails with what was just being said because, um, the response internally was, but I wanted to get it so badly,
Yeah, yeah,
you
well,
know,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was really surprised that that was the response that came up here. Um, but it makes sense. I mean, lately I've been really running uphill trying to get everything to line up properly in my life, and yeah, it
Well,
doesn't work.
luckily, this has got absolutely nothing to do with you.
Mm.
That's the wonderful thing is that this has got nothing to do with you or your life. This is just nothing. This is the end of that life. This is the end of that attempt to align everything. It's the end of all of that. It's the relief of not needing to do any of it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I guess I like coming to these meetings so much. Yeah.
Well, it's hearing that which is already known there.
Mm-hmm.
That there is just what is underneath all of that stuff that's apparently going on, all of that seeking and meing and need it, and having a life and needing to be in control of that life, and all of that, all of that stuff is just a total knowing that all there is what is just apparently happening. All there is just this. It's utterly simple. This is totally simple. This is so simple that it can't actually be expressed. This is the toddler, or the pre-toddler, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks. Shia?
Yeah, hi,
Hi.
David. I just want to say hi, and then I think to say that I did really love the sentence which you write about the bird singing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's just I want to say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't want to skip or speak too much, especially if other people are lined up and have something to say. But um, yeah, in that way, during that one, I thought of like you were saying the toddler kind of when we're younger, this pure way thing, right? This pure thing that we're. And I understand you're talking about relinquishing seeking because it's already in existence, right? It's
No,
already
no, I'm
real.
not. I'm not talking. None of that is what I'm talking about. That first of all, there isn't anything that's pure. So there's nothing pure and there's nothing impure. There's just what is. What seems to go on is that at an early age, there seems to be a quality um, of contraction which appears in the human being, a sense that possibly because the brain gets to a certain level of complexity that can abstract a sense of me. And from then onwards, there is just a sense of there being a center, something called myself. And that then seems to go on. And the nature of that is got nothing to is just what seems to go on with human beings. Most human beings, that seems to be what happens. So there's nothing pure or impure about that. That's just what is. And there's then
Right.
no there's no then there's no any sort of attempt really to try to solve that problem or try to resolve that problem is of course then done by me. So it will never find a solution to its problem because it is already what it longs to lose.
Yeah, the other word, and I'll leave it at this, that I thought of was innocent, in the sense that there's
Hmm.
that, yeah, I think, yeah, maybe you agree with that one. Because
Yeah,
pure,
but
I mean, there's
apparently,
implication.
yeah, it's the appearance of innocence, but it's also the idea that that innocence could be tainted somehow is not really what we're talking about, because this is not about there being something wrong with me or something wrong with that state of contraction. All that there is just a simple state of contraction. It's what seems to be the case. There's just a quality of energy in that form. Me or seeking is just simply energy in that form. And then
Yeah,
it can be there and then it can fall away. It can
yeah,
dissolve into the whole. So it's not saying that there's anything good or bad about that. It's not saying that there's anything better or worse about that. It's just saying that that is what seems to happen with human beings.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's certainly good, to be astute, in context. I mean, this is a wonderful thing, to be astute and to give that kind of attention, to ourselves is kind of like a self-loving act. Um,
Well,
in respect
there's
to
no self
others.
to love, you know. That's what
Yeah.
another wonderful aspect about this is that really you don't need to try to love yourself at all because there isn't anything to love. There's just what is because all there is love. There's just that. All there is love. There's no conditions to it. It's just what is.
It's the same thing as love.
Sorry, did somebody say something? Hmm.
I had a question there, David.
Yeah.
It's Lauren.
Lauren, hi, yeah.
So, uh,
Yeah.
trying to align everything, it takes place with the idea that then, then I can feel the love that this is. And so it's sort of,
Well, yeah, I mean, in a way, but I mean, me in a way says if I control everything, then finally I'll be in control of absolutely everything, and
yeah,
then it will be complete.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Good luck with that, you know. You know,
Yeah,
that's
I know.
quite a job.
I don't know how to stop doing that.
Well, no, you will never stop doing that. All that will just happen is that will just fall that drive to try to do all of that will just it will exhaust itself.
Mm,
It just is this is complete this is a total exhaustion. This is total burnout. This is the end of
mm.
seeking. All there is the end of seeking here.
And nobody can choose that though.
No, no, there isn't anyone to choose that.
And so any insight is completely useless.
Yeah, I mean, insight is about progression. Oh, I've got an insight, so I must have got one step more down the path. I've got an insight. Great. I'm going to write that down on my insight, card.
Mhm.
Tick. And then if I get 5 in that day, then I've really stepped up. No, insight is not going to work with this. This is not about merit system, right? So it's just actually the all of that trying, that whole attempt to try to get somewhere falls apart. This is the end of trying.
Like in a way, the sense, and this isn't a criticism, the sense that there's insights actually kind of strengthens the sense that you're on a path making progress to something.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Absolutely. Yeah, it reconfirms the sense of me. However, even if it reconfirms the sense of me, it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. If me is going to fall away, then it doesn't give a shit whether it's being confirmed or not. It will just fall away. This is totally precarious. This is constant. What is constantly precarious, because me can fall away at any moment. There is no time where it's, suddenly it's safe for me. Me is not safe at any point.
Like, for instance, say, for instance, you're at a meeting and something's said and you really resonate with it, that sense of being individual will come and take hold of that,
Yeah,
bank it.
bank it.
So there's
Yeah.
just a resonance, let's say, going on that's totally impersonal. Something comes, takes a hold of it, banks it as, oh, here's another valuable insight. And then
me as a bank manager.
it banks it. It's like it's actually put into the vault and like, okay, right, let's just bank what we have now. Let's settle down here.
Yeah.
And then I seen it even myself happen. Then it'll be, okay, the last meeting I really was really resonating what's been said.
Yeah.
It's banked. And then there's an energy, let's book more meetings because I'm really getting there. I'm getting closer now.
I mean, your me must be a millionaire by now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've banked that so much stuff, mate.
Yeah.
You're well in it. You're minted.
It's like I can only describe it in a way like it's clumsy language, but it's like there's two things happening on parallel tracks. So there could be a resonance, really, what's been said, and it's seeing that there's nothing to get, there's nowhere else to go. It's this, and then also on that, something's taken hold of all that, and cannot help but make it a path, a journey, that it's getting closer to something, even though something sees that there's nothing to get closer or further away from, and it's actually energizing that sense of something that feels that it's on a path getting closer to.
Brilliantly explained. Yes, all of that is what seems to apparently happen. That is the story of the sort of cycle of me, the cycle of what me wants. But in another way, who cares what me wants? This is nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it again, in that sense, it's like there's two things happening. There's something, let's say, resonating or whatever, and then there's something seems to be apart from that, taking ownership of all that, having no influence on it in a way, but just running like a turbine, thinking that it's getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Projecting, energetically projecting, even though it's seen that there's nowhere to go. It's what's long for is just this, without you in it, and something still turning at the same time, slightly separate from that, still saying, no, I'm going on a journey here. The next meeting, and something's going, no, we've already sorted that out. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And
it's just seeking energy, just energy seeking. That's all. That's all it is. That's all we're talking about. It's just energy seeming to seek, to try to find a solution, to try to find something. It can't be just this, just what is, just, mugs, just, seats, just carpet, just walls. It can't be that. It's got to be something much more important and significant than that.
It's interesting. I just say it as it is. Like here, I don't know, somehow I was always like it's seen that there's nothing else to get, that it's just this.
Well, it is seen, that has been seen there. I'm absolutely sure. But then thereafter, there is an attempt to get that. Me comes in and then tries to come in to try to get that. So yes, there is this has at certain apparent moments been heard, but then it's been very quickly deafened back. It's gone into it's gone back into what seems to apparently contract around that.
Well, something else has taken ownership of it, and it's just, as I say, banked it and felt that yeah, like we're getting closer to, and you can
Yeah,
actually see it.
you've banked your experiences as well. There's a
Yeah,
sort of banking of experience, if you like.
yeah,
I had the experience of not being there.
yeah.
But actually, that's not the case. In a glimpse, there's just this. There's just this. And then time starts again.
Mm.
This is timelessness. Thank you. Ben.
Hi, David.
Hi, Ben. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
You too, you too.
Yeah, I was just wondering, you were talking about insights, and I guess feel like I have like intuitions. Is that, like an intuition that there's no one there, or
Yeah.
I don't know, that nothing gets lost, nothing gets
Mm.
gained, things like that. So is that a similar, like it's not meaningful in any way, doesn't mean anything?
No, it doesn't mean anything at all, of course, because there is no possibility of meaning or purpose, because
Yeah,
meaning or purpose would be a track to get somewhere, which would be in time. So all of that comes together, really. So, there being that there's no meaning to that, but there is an apparent sense of a sort of instinct that somehow what is being expressed is what is resonated with. There's something that is resonated with here, and apparently that resonates in the same way. That there is something about what is being said that is what is.
lovely. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, there are people coming in and out of the
No,
room,
no,
rather
no
distracting.
problem.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, Imran. Hi, Imran. Uh,
I've done it. I've done it.
oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
Hi. Hi.
I forgot how to unmute.
Okay.
How are you? Okay.
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Hi, everyone. David, I had a question in a moment, but I just wanted to say often yourself and other speakers say it's just this, yeah?
Mm,
Um, me is not this. Me
mm.
decides it can't be this. So me is just that, isn't it? If non-duality is just this, in a sense, the me thinks, no, it can't be this. It's just that. And when I've got
Well,
that,
yeah, I mean, me in the sense that is a description of something where I am separate from you. Yes,
mm,
in a certain sense, it's a description of separation. And so for me, yes, I am that is a perfect, absolutely perfect expression of separateness.
yeah.
So yeah, interesting that. Yeah, but yeah, that is the case. Yeah. Hmm.
And me comes along with its somewhat seemingly inherent sense of unfulfillment, agitation, whatever else. And it's a seeking to resolve that quite often or to
Yeah,
replace.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. It's always seeking to resolve. Yeah,
Yeah. Resolve, fix, attain,
yeah.
etc.
It's the
Yeah.
ultimate fixer.
Yeah, yeah, of course,
All
of
about
course.
trying to everything has to be fixed.
Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to ask you, me seems to build up a library of good and bad. These things are good and I like them. These people are good. And there's bad things that I don't like and I avoid based on its experiences or library of experiences.
Well, I mean, that can be the case, but I mean, there is just a natural instinct that that body has, which has got preferences which are just innate. There's
Mm,
just an innate sort of preference that's going on there, whether or not that there is a sort of, I mean, there will be, you know, uh, also memories that are held in that body, which will, of traumatic situations or whatever, or any kind of situation. But that's all sort of memory. That that body just knows, you know, what is pleasurable and what is painful. It's an animal. and that it will go towards what is pleasurable and away from what is painful. It's instinctively. It doesn't need a me to do that.
Yeah. In that sense, me is entirely superfluous, of course.
Absolutely. The me is utterly superfluous for that, you know. The brain records everything in a way.
Mm.
You know, the nervous system will record everything, but there is no, you know, there is no requirement of me at all. It is utterly it doesn't serve any function in the apparent body. It is just you know, something which is an apparent contraction, which sort of makes that body a little bit more inefficient. But of course, it's not, you know, that's just what seems to go on with human beings. That's just how it is. There's nothing right or wrong with that. It's just what seems to go on.
Yeah. And something that Gabriella touched upon, that, you know, with her granddaughter and the 3-year-old and the tantrums and the cringe.
Yeah.
I think you replied that, yeah, we've got that. That's why it's triggering or cringeworthy. Yeah, I think. Yeah. But
Well,
as an adult,
yeah,
it's still
yes.
going on.
I mean, you know, that I get a sense that you know, when kids do things that's a lot of the time that you know, express things very you know, directly and immediately, and spontaneously, you know, in a very public place and or whatever it is, you know, very often, naturally, you know, adults would you know, very much desire to express in that way, but there's a lot more held backness than from in a child. So yeah, it's. But yes, I think that there's a sense of that. Yeah.
And if an adult is triggered by certain adults, is there at least in the story some kind of reflection going on, that if they're nasty, perhaps there's something there inside that might be a reflection of that?
Well, I mean, it's constant. I mean, there might be, you know. I mean, there's. I think the question is, you know, how, in a way, how does that help? Well, what is it that what is what when you say that the nature of this is all that is being expressed here. All there is what there is. All there is this. The nature of me is always, in a certain sense, trying to understand how the interaction of child and you know, if I was a child, you know, if this was the case, if that was the case, if there was something else, it's always, in a certain sense, a hypothetical situation, but ultimately all there is what is.
And me can't necessarily accept things as they
No.
are.
It can't. And so it then looks to the child and says, if I was like that, then maybe it would be better. And so I then have to be like a child. That's just me doing all of that.
Got it. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, David.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, thanks. Johan.
Good evening, David. Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
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 So this, well, you're going to correct me, but I'm going to say it anyway. This process between the first meeting you ever had and the moment it was clear that this is everything, this is it, this immediacy. How would you describe the apparent process, which is not a process, of course? Would it be like tapping a boiled egg time and time again, weakening its structure? Or would it be just a lucky moment when you hit it on the right angle and it cracks?
I mean, this is a question that, I mean, okay. All I will say is that your question is irrelevant. How's that? I mean, it's not a nice way to explain that, but ultimately what I'm pointing out is that that's really that the me wants to understand how this is going to work, how I'm going to get something from this. And if I work out how I kind of crack the egg, then maybe I can get the right angle. Okay. This is not about anything that can be understood in that way. So there is no process, as you rightly said, there is no process there. All there is what there is. There was just simply expression, a response. There's all this is really is just response. You know, this is just response. All that's expressing here is a response to something.
Yeah. But coming or attending these meetings, would that be a factor?
No, no, you don't have to come to these meetings at all in any way to get, because of course there is nothing to get. So these meetings don't provide anything at all. They're an absolute waste of time. But the you know, and so the point is that no, there's nothing to get. You don't have to come to meetings. There's nothing that can be there's no prescriptions here. What seems to happen, however, is that these meetings seem to go on. But it's not because there is anything that can be found in these meetings.
Yeah.
This is not something where, you know, there's some sort of, you know, if you connect to this, then somehow you're going to be progressing along a path that's going to get you somewhere. That would be something like satsang or something of that nature. This is not satsang. This is nothing to do with trying to get somewhere. This is just what it is. This is just an openness. This is just openness to all there being is what is. Not because I say that that's what's going on, but just simply because that's all there is. All there is this immediacy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Laura.
Hi, David.
Hi.
This is Laura's +1.
Oh, hi. Hi, +1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to sound weird maybe, but because I don't know you, you don't know me, we've never met. But when I had you here on a big screen before and you were talking, I suddenly found myself getting mad at you.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can imagine that, yeah.
Yeah, it of course makes no sense whatsoever, but I maybe just describe. I don't know what the point is, but probably isn't any. But you were sitting there and sort of very calmly and smiling, or at least sort of with this slightly positive aura, answering questions as if you had answers, and either everything is all right, or nothing matters, or it's all part of the beautiful natural reality. Whereas, well, I'm personally extremely angry about everything that's happening in my life, and you know, the perceived injustice of it, and the unfairness, and the whatever. And then if someone's sitting there and saying, "Oh yes, hello, this is all very beautiful," and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, you want to punch them in the face, right? I mean,
well, at least yes, I think I would like to remodel the whole room there.
well, there's not very much to remodel either. So,
Well, these closets there, they look like the perfect victims to be like strapped.
please, yeah, please. I'd be happy with that. That's fine. No, I totally understand that. This is an extremely annoying message in a way. It's an extremely annoying expression because it's you know, in a way it's suggesting that there's nothing that you, well, not in a way, there's nothing that you can do. You know,
Yeah.
that for me, that's the worst thing that you can say.
Yeah, and that also that the perceived suffering is meaningless.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, how could it be meaningless? It's in a way, it's the sort of basis of my life.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't have that irritation, you know, then what is left? If what's there stops the anger that drives it, if there's just if just that anger falls apart, what's left?
Relaxation, perhaps? I don't know.
That in a way, being angry is a hell of a lot in a certain sense. Being angry is a very in a way a safe way for me to look at the world.
Mm.
It's very safe to be angry.
So I'm actually angry because I'm even more scared of what I would be if I wouldn't be angry.
Well, it could be apparent fear going on there that actually that in a certain sense that there's just what is, and that is shocking. That's shocking.
Mm.
It's a lot easier to be very irritated with that.
Mm. I find human life is shocking in general, to be honest. I like absolutely shocking.
Mm. Yeah. Well, what goes on, under the guise of me is quite incredible, really. I mean, we see that in the world, you know. If that touches you, there's you. It's the deepest sadness that there is,
Yeah. Also on a personal level, I'm 50 now, and I had never expected to quote unquote fall so low, to like live the kind of lows that have been seemingly lived here. I'm just flabbergasted, totally surprised, ashamed and angry and sad and da 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 da.
Yeah, yeah. Me has to be ashamed and angry and sad because that's what keeps seeking going. All of that is just the energy of seeking.
Mm.
It has to have that is the drama of life.
Mm.
The drama of life has to be the case because for there to just be what is, for there just to be this, just to be immediacy, that would just blow all of those things completely out of the water.
But there's almost a suggestion there, or maybe perceived here, that that is then wished for, that the me wishes to stay alive and is doing those things on.
No, it is not. No, no. This is not anything to do with a wish. This is just what seems to happen.
Yeah.
That contraction has got nothing to do with you because there is no you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's just that sense of being me, which is just a hallucination.
Yeah, yeah.
It is an illusion.
I can tell you, it feels like it's unasked for. It feels like something that's like,
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
of course, it's not. No, this is just what goes on. As I said earlier on, there's this seeming contraction comes in very early in life,
Yeah.
and that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
bloody uninvited, if you ask me.
well, I mean, of course, nothing is invited. There's no one to invite anyone in.
Yeah. Mm.
This is not something that anyone can do anything about, or that is anybody's fault.
Yeah. Mm.
This is totally blameless.
Mm.
All there is blamelessness.
Mm. Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, thanks.
Hi, Johan.
But David, yes, I can relate to the anger personally,
Yeah.
quite a lot, because if this is all there is, you need to drop the consequences that you just drop all your weapons and all you ever had on anyone else, because
Well, I mean, you will never do that, of course. You will never drop anything because all that seems to go on is that energy that is apparently trying to drop all of its weapons falls apart.
yeah, it will not do it if you can speak in this way voluntarily, but it happens.
It seems to happen, yeah.
It seems to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing to do. This isn't a situation where this is saying that you need to go and do something. Quite the contrary. You know, this is actually saying that there is absolutely nothing that can be done. This is completely hopeless in a sense of all effort that me has to do anything about its apparent situation.
Yeah.
This is saying that there is absolutely nothing that can be done.
But would you agree that the resistance or that the anger could be seen as a sort of a resistance against the...
Oh, of course, yeah, of course. Anger is, that's exactly, yeah, that's exactly it, yeah. It's
the reaction
exactly
to the fear which is underneath of...
Yes, it can be a fear. It can be a fear of what of you know, this apparently falling away or whatever. Me has got all kinds of fantasies about what that means, what it means to be without me. That's it. That's a huge fantasy that plays and, you know, goes on and on.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
Hey, David.
Hi.
Good to hear from you and see you.
Too.
So we've been talking about the child today, and we have a 2-year-old, and I notice him slowly becoming a person, you know, like his little thing that he thinks he is, you know.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, him and my wife picked him up from daycare, and they got home, and he threw a fit because my wife normally says, "We're home." Like, "Woo, we're home," and she didn't say it, and he just started like just crying because
Yeah.
I guess like he built a story around everything, like so he's got to open the door. Like if he doesn't open the door, it's not right. Like it's not, he can't go through the
Yeah.
door if he didn't open it, you know. Or like he got home and he just threw a fit because mama did say we were home, you know. And then she said she finally realized
Yeah.
what he was throwing a fit about, and she said we're home, and he started laughing, you know. Like,
Well, it's, I mean, me is constantly trying to pin everything down, you know. So everything has got to be where it's supposed to be to be in control of that, you know, to make sure that everything is where it needs to be, you know.
yeah.
So it's not surprising, you know, that when things change and things shift a little bit, you know, things can get frightening.
Yeah, but yeah, without that, it's just like he's lost, you know. Without that little
Yeah.
story that he's building, it's just like he wouldn't know like what because he's learning a lot, you know. He's learning so much, like I guess from the parent society, like he's got to learn to read and colors, the names of them, and all of it. So it's just wild how like it all just gets like imprinted into us, you know, like as a young child, you know, and then like we get older and now we're like trying to figure it out. We're messed up with this like crazy like contraction, you know, I guess like that just comes along with all that. Um, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
the way of
apparently
like
that's
human.
what seems
Yeah,
to go on. That's what seems to go on.
yeah,
We you know, human beings get you know, get very tied up in me for what seems like a very, you know, large proportion of life. Yeah.
yeah. Having to go to school, pass the grades. Because if he doesn't, you know, if he doesn't learn, then he has a harder time, and it's even worse, you know, if he's like behind, you know, it's just like blah blah blah, you know. Yeah, and I guess I wanted to mention too, like the sense of contraction. When it comes, like it just feels like it's just the energy. Yeah, it's just the energy of just like a big ball of trash. Like I just feel like a big trash, like a ball of trash, like just a piece of shit, you know. And I'm just like a normal person, like family guy. I love my family, you know, like blah blah blah. Who cares, you know, really? But I'm just saying it's not like, you know, normally you would think it's caused by something, or like the next morning you wake up, you're hungover. No, I don't even drink anymore. None of that stuff, you know. So it's like a lot of times I just wake up just like, oh, it's just there, you know.
It's just an energy which is it's just an apparent energy which just keeps on trying to find a solution.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that so clear. I see that so it yeah, it is yeah, that is that. It is that. I guess I just wanted to mention it because it's been just like weeks of not that, and then it comes and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like that feeling is so gross. I'm so like I hate it. You know, it's just that way, I guess. And it's just goes until it doesn't. Um,
It's just what's apparently happening. It's just what seems to be going on there. Yeah.
mm,
There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. There's no, you know, there's no responsibility there to do something about that. Although there is, of course, I understand that that is very difficult.
yeah,
Apparently, yeah.
it's so incredible. Yeah,
Nothing can be
thank you,
done.
thank you. Do what? Yeah,
Nothing can be done about
yeah,
it.
definitely, definitely. It's been like it's like it feels like phases and it's not it's just like a narrative going on about it, but it's just like a phase of this and a phase of that. It goes away, it stops, and there's like a new phase. And it isn't that way, but now it's like I've stepped away from like I've pushed away like all of my like people like parent friends. Like I used to be I have a bunch of people like friends like well known, you know, yada yada. I don't contact anyone. Like I don't care to. One of my friends came in town from a different state. He's like, man, I miss you. I want to see you. His family. He wants to hang out with the family. And they're like, yeah, yeah, you know this. And I just I don't care to catch up, you know? Like,
Sure, I
and then
mean,
yesterday I felt myself kind of like feeling like, I'm like, is that okay? And then I started feeling like lonely, like, and sort of but it's like yeah, but I know also felt like it wasn't me trying to do that. It was just like what was going on. But like it was like, man, like it used to be so different. And then like am I like doing this like pushing away?
it
Like
doesn't
why am I
matter.
not
It
wanting
doesn't.
yeah,
It
right.
does not matter that you can't
Mm.
work this out.
Yeah, yeah,
Just can't work this out. It doesn't matter. There's
yeah.
nothing that matters. There's nothing
Hmm.
that matters. That body will just do what it needs to do. There's nothing
Yeah,
that you need to do
yeah,
anything about.
yes. Incredible. Thank you, David.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah.
Hi, Catherine.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, the re recently or anyway, the sense of self is finding this message quite threatening now.
Mm.
I was at the weekend in London with Alexis and Tobias, and at the end of the first day, I knew I wasn't going to go back, and also the feeling I felt like more separate than ever. I sort of slept through both meetings, which doesn't usually happen, and when I sort of woke up, it just felt so weird. You know, what am I doing here? What's all this about? What strange talk?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you know. It's almost like it's getting a bit too close. You know, you're a bit too close to the fire here.
Well, it's the interesting thing is it's never close and it's never far away. It's just this.
It's just this again. It's IDs living in time and
Yeah, yeah,
space.
yeah, exactly. And getting there, you
And
know, me thinks, oh, I'm nearly there, and it's getting really close. and it's getting really, close to the mark now, because it's never been far away. It's never been close. It's already what is. It's already everything. There's no far away or close to.
Yeah, so it's
So
all
there's actually nothing to fear. But me, tell me that. I mean, of course, I mean, me will make up a huge fantasy, about that. This is the end of seeking. This is just completely the end of that. Where that can just completely fall away because there's just the end of trying to get somewhere, of trying to find something.
and the me has no idea what
No,
the end of seeking is
no, it's got no idea about anything. It's got
about
it
anything.
it is
Yeah.
just a mechanism. It's just a contraction for no reason. There's no reason for that. It's just contracted energy. That's what seems to go on. Meaningless,
Wow.
utterly meaningless. There's no purpose to it at all. And there's and it just seems to create that apparent hallucination. And in that hallucination, there might be a fear of what happens when there isn't a hallucination. Who knows? This has got nothing to do with you. It doesn't matter what you believes about this or not. If this is going to fall away, it falls away. It's got nothing to do with anything that you do or don't do. You don't have
Oh,
to go to meetings, or you can go to meetings, and still it's what is.
wow, that's yeah. That sounds amazingly simple. It's just so simple that
It is utterly simple.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Hi, David.
Yes. Hi, Laura.
Hi. I think one of the things that really keeps me, uh, you know, into the story is that, like, the appreciation of beauty. It seems so, like, profound that it almost is like meant to be. It's meant to be seen. It's meant to be appreciated. It's meant to be, um, you know,
Well, I mean,
validated.
me wants to see things like that. What me projects things like that, should I say? But actually, when there is no seer, beauty is there is no words for it. But it's only beautiful, in a sense, when there is no one looking. When there's someone looking, that beauty is always wrapped in cellophane.
Right. Or it's somehow, don't want to be dramatic, but like perverted by, the neurosis of the me, for sure.
You could, yes, you could describe it like that, I guess. Yeah.
Complicated. It's made complicated. Yeah.
It is turned into something, when actually it is nothing.
Mm.
There is nothing that is being looked at. That's the beauty of it, in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the end of separateness. That's what is that is what is beautiful. That then anything, you know, then it can be anything that is actually considered beautiful. A crisp packet can be exquisite.
Right. Or just the screen of my computer, which
Yeah, all the screen. Yeah.
it's not the computer that I'm using for this call, but it's like the expansiveness and the emptiness of it,
Yeah.
which is somehow lost when I'm not speaking to, you know, I don't know, somebody who's able to mediate immediacy.
Oh no, I don't do that. Bloody hell. No, I mean, no, this is just that there's nothing to mediate anything. All that may seem to happen there is that there may be a falling away of that contractedness, or a softening of that, and you know, what is just appears. But that there's no one that can mediate anything, and that is just what seems to go on there. There's a relaxation in a certain sense, an unraveling in a certain sense.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Can I ask you something, David?
Not
Nanda.
Nanda, sorry, yes, yeah. Hi.
So is there no what's the word? I just got it and now I forgot. Shit. Shit.
It's okay.
I can't remember.
That's
Oh,
wonderful.
that's what happens.
That's exactly, that's it. That's great. Perfect.
Maybe it comes back. Let me
Maybe.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
David, I just, you know,
Yeah, hi Ali.
just with the last comment there, like, just really want to say, like, when there's a sense of someone there, everything is so secondhand and stale because it seems to be known. It's, I know the chair, I know the tree. There's a knownness to it. It's like, I know what this appearance is. And then when there's no sense of separation, it's seen for the first time.
Yeah.
It's absolutely vibrantly alive, stunningly alive, and absolutely unknowable.
That's it. Yeah.
It's completely unknowable then. The knowability is completely gone, and the aliveness is the unknowability of it. It's like an absolute mystery. It's just unknowable, and there's the knowing deadens the aliveness of what it is.
Yeah, and me tends to get bored with things. You know, this kind of statement of what we talk about, you know, in this context, is extremely boring for me. It you know, me wants something new and exciting, you know, new and exciting versions of non-duality. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. So the nature of this is just what it is, just an openness to what is, and the openness to what is for me is always going to be deadly boring. This is one of the reasons this is not such a popular kind of expression, because it's got nothing, there's nowhere to go with it. There's nothing to do with it. There's nothing to get from this. And as such, you know, that's not interesting. Me doesn't find that interesting. It wants something else. What's next? What's going to happen next? Timelessness is really not interesting at all. It's extremely boring, very undramatic, you know, in a certain sense, you know.
Like, in a way, you could say, like something, when you there's a sense of an individual, something seems to sense that everything in a way is going to be answered. But actually the question collapses and nothing is answered. It's just completely unknowable then.
Yeah.
There's no solution found, or it's just completely unknowable then. It's not like, oh, I know what this is now. I have all the answers to this appearance. It's just completely unknowable.
That's it, man. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
David, hello. Hi, it's Hassam.
Hi, Hassam. Hi, how you doing?
Hi. Good, how are you?
Good, thank you
Nice to
so
see
much.
you.
Yeah, you too.
Just wanted to share something. A few weeks ago, at the moment of waking up from sleep, somehow the loading up of me was, literally seen, I want to say, but seen is not the right word. It was like a Windows,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of loads up and it takes a few seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and it was this heavy cloud, and the body was not happy with this, marriage of this cloud with it. And after those few seconds, there was, responsibility, guilt. I shouldn't, this person, that person, all the good and bad. And the whole drama was loaded up to the system. Yeah, and the funny thing was that before waking up, there was a nightmare, like a horrible nightmare, but it wasn't a problem. It was just free fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And unattached, and it was just free nightmare. There was no, not even an owning of it.
No.
And then this thing loaded up and owned it, and what do I have to do about this? Do I have trauma? The whole.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, it's just what is. There isn't, the nature of that nightmare is just a nightmare apparently happening. And as soon as there's a story associated with it, it's my nightmare. It's my nightmare.
Yeah.
And I've got to do something about it, and I've got to go to a doctor to deal with that trauma, because then I won't get nightmares. It becomes part of the story. Yeah, I mean, in the same way, that people go to war, people, that things apparently happen, and there can be an ownership of trauma, and that with me, and that is the far more difficult than anything else. That body knows how to deal with trauma. Without a me, that body just deals with trauma very easily. But when there's me there, different story.
Yeah. It's the very holding of it together. It's the very cap on the top of the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the energy of contraction. It just contracts, holds on for dear life.
Yeah.
And nobody's doing that. It's just what seems to go on.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about, I guess, your meetings, that it's cleared, that the whole appearance of shame or guilt, it just happens so fucking immediately without anyone behind it. Or
it just goes on. Or everything that me is just a mechanism that just seems to go on until it doesn't.
Yeah.
So the wonderful thing is, the wonderful, beautiful thing about it is that there's nothing to do about it. There's nothing that I need to do or I need to fix.
Yeah, it acts as if there is a magic button somewhere that it needs to find and press.
Yes,
And then it
of
will be
course.
all over.
Totally, yeah. And that's at the end of a rainbow that it will never find.
Yeah.
It will chase the rainbow trying to find a pot of gold when all there is gold.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Oh, sorry, Nada, did you want to say something? You were reaching for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already a different question as it just goes on. I was wondering, is there anything which exists?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing that exists. Or I mean, when you say exist, what I think that you mean is there anything that's real? And in a certain and in a way, what real is associated with really is me trying to pin something down. Is trying to say, is this is this real? Is this solid? Is this substantial? Is this something? Is
Because
that what you're
if
saying?
you say this is it, then is that something existing?
No, it's not. It's not. It is not real or unreal. There is no such thing as real, nor is there such a thing as unreal. There's just what is. It is. It is the end of trying to figure that out. That question
Okay.
ends.
And
Ending of that question.
yeah, I understand.
Sorry. Yeah.
And are there still preferences?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Preferences seem to go on. Yeah.
Yeah. Just they come out as they come out.
They come out as they come out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And just to say, everyone, that all that is longed for is just what is. This is just what is longed for. All there is immediacy. Thank you for coming. And I actually do want to have one just little announcement that I am having a meeting September 26th to 28th in Brighton, which you can find on my events page if anybody would like to come. So please do if you can. And my other events are on there if you want to see them. But otherwise, I will see you guys again very soon. And thank you so much for coming. It's lovely to see everybody.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. See you soon. Yeah. Bye for now. All right.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah. Take care. Bye.